Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to give everybody a minute or two to get in here. Make yourself comfortable, and we'll get started in a little bit. But hi, everybody. How are you? For those who don't know, my name is Kiana Footman. I'm also known as Vitamin Key in these YouTube streets. And this is my platform, Level Up Single Mom, where I help single mothers and Black women to self actualize with ease and grace. So, wait a minute, let me make sure. Yes, I am live. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm live because I'm checking all my back end stuff and it looks like I'm not live yet on YouTube. So I'm just trying to check that. But yeah, come on in, get yourself together. Okay, I am live. Okay, hold on. So this is so I can just keep checking, make sure everything is looking the way I want it to look. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Thank you so much for coming and visiting. Please like, share, subscribe, all of the things. Today, I don't want to keep you too long because everybody that's been able to come was very generous with their time. It's literally like the middle of the week. I kind of um, did this at the last minute for me because I had been meaning to schedule this before, but I kept forgetting. But I'm going to be kind to myself and forgive myself for that. But yes, today I want to talk to you about the Project U Summit. The Project U Summit is a 3-day summit coming up this weekend, starting Friday, ending on Sunday, where we are going to be sharing information about things that Black women can use to feel a lot safer, to strategize about how to wake up, hi Big by you, strategize ways that they can make more money or invest the money that they have during this precarious time, or position themselves to be able to invest their money, and ways that they can take care of themselves. They can regulate their nervous system so that they're not all over the place, especially in a climate that has been designed to knock us off of our square. This is just going to be an opportunity for Black women to get their bearings, make a plan for themselves, and start to execute that plan while not under duress. So that's going to be happening this weekend. And I just wanted to take a moment to let some of the speakers themselves, it's not everybody because there were some time constraints, but some of the speakers themselves come in and just tell you a little bit about what they're going to be sharing at the summit this weekend. I also wanted to give you a chance to see the amazing energy that is being exchanged amongst this group of women that we want you to be able to tap into and benefit from yourselves. So I have a couple people. Oh, good. I have a lot of people. Ha, a lot more people than I thought. All right. Hi, Deanne. Hi. Girl, concern, I didn't even recognize you. Okay, hold on. I'm like, who is this? Did you see my face? I was so scared. I was so scared. Like, who is this random person? Where did I put the link at? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everybody up, and I'm going to just, let everyone say hi, and then we'll go, one by one. Everybody will just tell about what they are talking about. So I think I'm going to go first. Let me bring up everybody. How do I maximize? Oh. Hi, this is Marissa Price. You all may already know her. We have Confidence with Love. She is here today. Thank you so much for joining. We've got my love baby, Liz. She is coming. So she's so adorable. Oh my gosh. And then we have Deanne is here. Hi, Deanne. Can you see Deanne? There she is. So now we have everyone here. Wonderful, wonderful. Everyone can come off of mute. I'll take you off of mute. Hold on. And you just say hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. So I wanted to give everyone an opportunity to kind of see what type of energy we're bringing into this, because I've been talking to you all individually and in groups these past couple of months, and it's just such a wonderful atmosphere to be surrounded by women who want the best for you, who are willing to give so generously of their time. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all for being so generous and sweet with me. And there's Alicia in the in the audience. She has one of those people that had the time constraints. If she has an opportunity, she'll come up, but if not, that's still okay. Is that Alicia? Oh wait, Alicia, you are here. Yay. Okay. Hi, Alicia. So yeah, but I want to
Hi.
thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming. I know you had stuff you got going on right now, so I definitely appreciate it. So I'm going to go around. I think I'm going to start with Alicia first, just because I know she has time constraints and may need to leave soon. Or would you want to um, wait to the end, Alicia?
Oh, I can speak now if you all can. Can you all hear me? Is that okay?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Hi.
going to make you big. So we have Alicia. She's going to be a part of our self care day, and she's
Yay.
going to tell you what she'll be talking about.
Yay. Hey everybody. I'm sorry. I know you can't see me, but I'm running errands with my mother right now. She's healing. But I'm really excited for this weekend. Thank you, Vitamin Level Up Single Mom, Kiana. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to everyone's sessions. But I am also looking forward towards my own, and I'm really excited to be able to curate a space for people to be able to release, to rest, and to restore themselves. So there'll be some music, there'll be some affirmations. It's going to be like a cozy vibe. So yes, I'm really excited to share space with everybody and to, while I rest, also create other space for people to rest as well. Shout out to Trisha Hersey. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for this. I'm really excited. Yay.
Vitamin, you're on
Kiana.
mute.
You're on mute.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I was saying that's why I got you rounding it out at the end, because nobody does it like you in terms of like setting a space for people to relax and release and just feel comfortable and safe within their body. That's exactly how I want people to be walking away from this experience. So I appreciate you so much again for lending that gift to us for this. True Mystique. Yes, True Mystique is someone else too. This is her addressing us. Hey y'all, I'm sorry I can't formally join, but I'm definitely here. I'm so excited to be part of the summit. I'm so excited to learn from all these amazing Black women. Thank you so much, True Mystique, and we're excited to learn from you. I'm really excited for your thing because you are just in my mind a wizard, a wizardess. So I'm going to go ahead, and next I'm going to go with Marissa. She's also going to be on the self care day. So I'll go ahead and let you take the floor.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Marissa Price. I'm a social worker, healer, freelance educator. But yes, the topic of my talk will be from approval seeking to self validation. So, for those of us who are recovering people pleasers, right, constantly seeking approval outside of ourselves for the things that we want to do, it can get exhausting, it can get tiring. And these times we need all of our energy conserved for ourselves. And so, I'm just going to walk through like the reasons why we may have these approval seeking behaviors and then how to heal from them to really like lean into yourself and what you want to do and what path you want to take in life to get free ultimately. So, I'm excited. Yes. Thank you for having me on today.
Thank you so much, Marissa. No, absolutely. And I love a good credential. So I wanted to let you know that it's so amazing. And again, I keep going like, oh my God, they trust me when people that they have credentials and things like that. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, you're doing this thing. Amazing. So that really means a lot to me. I appreciate you having you on board. And I'm so excited to see what you're going to bring us. And next, we're going to do the lovely Leslie in lavender.
Oh, ah. So I am doing a talk on strategy. You know, strategy is one of the biggest things that people are always talking about, but don't give an actionable way of coming up with a strategy, of planning it out, of documenting it, but also I want us to create a connected workspace. My favorite platform is Notion, but there are tons of other ones that let you do that. And the idea is that you'll be able to have one place for everything. So you won't spend 30, 40 minutes looking for an email, 30, 40 minutes looking for a document, or 4 hours redoing something you already did. So we can free up more time, come up with a way to see our strategy grow as our deliverables and documents. Yes, Jigglypuff, that is concerned. Deliverables and our documents and our ideas and our notes just kind of culminate into a strategy and a vision. You know, I come from a background of marketing, of program management. I've come up with marketing plans and executed strategies that have allowed me to manage like 3,000 people when it comes to training and learning. And I want Black women to be able to use some of these skills to actually start putting step towards the things that they want to do and take back their ownership of their brilliance, their ownership of their time, their ownership of attention. So that's what we're going to be going over in my talk.
Awesome. That is amazing. And also, Leslie has been kind enough and generous enough. Oh, I don't know what that is.
That's me. Hold on, y'all.
I got you. Leslie's been kind enough and generous enough to provide a kind of working companion for the summit. It's a downloadable kind of a workbook, and it has like different notable things. These are slides and things and stuff that you can use to go along with each part of the summit. So I don't know. Do you have that? Can you send me that link so I can put that in the
Will do.
Or you could just put it in the chat yourself if you want to. But yeah, so we have a companion link so you can see both what her skill set is in terms of how to help you organize and the products that she's offering on her preferred platform Notion and how those things can work for you. And that's free. You don't have to pay for the companion notebook with the summit, but that's something that comes along with the summit. Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead to my lovely protection specialist, Confidence with Love. Hello.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm so glad I'm here. Thank you that I get to be in the presence of all these brilliant, beautiful, goddess-born women. Yes, I'm about that. And you know what, Kiana, a special thank you to you. Your brilliance and creativity with Project U, girl. So my talk is going to start on Friday and it's going to end on Friday. We're going to be talking about self-defense, security, and our mindset, specifically as Black women when it comes to concealed carry. Now, I lovingly call my concealed carries, my pew-pews, dark sisters. Okay, so I'm already giving y'all the coding. Okay, but something that is really important for me as someone who's been doing this for years, and what I mean by that is centering all children, Black women and Black girls, and the most vulnerable in our communities, is the fact that those of us who are the most vulnerable we're conditioned and programmed to accept being prey. So when the election, around the election, after the election happened, all of these things, Black women, and this is me talking about Black women I've spoken to, really felt fear and exponential anxiety and sadness, just scared, because we've been on the receiving end of being, all these different demographics targets. And we don't generally, we don't. get anyone to come and help us. So when it comes down to someone choosing violence with us, whether it's in our home, whether it's us going to the store, all of those things, those are very frightening for us as Black women. And I want to help us to get our fears and our doubts to work for us. I want us to learn to trust our instincts. And yes, it's around concealed carry, but we're also going to be talking about your overall security. We're going to be talking about your ability to decide that you matter, you're important, and your value is beyond measure. Because if we don't start to have that mindset as Black women, then we don't see ourselves as worthy enough to even protect ourselves. So we'll put up barriers in our own minds about gaining concealed carry. So I'm going to teach you how to get concealed carry. I'm going to be teaching you the ins and outs, girl. I made sure that I really reached out to Black women and had them ask me questions that I'm going to present some of them as we go through. But girl, it's a full day. I can't wait to hang out with y'all. Girl, we're going to have so much fun because my favorite part of concealed carry, girl, the Dark Sisters, is clothes. Honey, clothes. Yeah. We're going to talk about accessories. We're going to talk about clothes. I'm going to show you the basics of working with a Dark Sister, breaking it down, putting it back together, because I want you to get used to it. And I want you to, like I said, trust yourself and your instincts, because Black women, I'm going to tell y'all something, okay? And I'm going to see y'all on Friday. The reason I'm not afraid for myself, for my personal self, when I go out in the world, it's not because I can't be attacked because I look like every other Black woman on the planet. Okay, of course I'm seen as a target, and people approach me and all of that stuff. The difference, though, between myself and other Black women is I've given myself the options to be able to choose peace or choose war. Either way, I'm prepared. And I need us, with us pulling back to really center ourselves. I need us to really know how precious we are, and we deserve our own self-defense protection. We deserve to be our own security. Now, I'm going to hear it all. I already know Black women. Oh, but shouldn't men be doing that, this and that? That's who we're getting protected from mostly. I'm just saying. Okay, so we're going to go through scenarios. We're going to go through all of these things, but I want you to have the option, the choice to be able to defend yourself in different scenarios, in different situations that really could come up, especially according to data. Okay. And I also am going to do a little bit of discussion on how highly evolved your brain is as a Black woman. So you are able to handle your emotions and manage them and then choose a behavior, unlike most of these other demographics. Okay. We're going to put all of that to use for your self-defense and your self-protection and the security of your environment. And we're going to have fun while we do it, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, love. I'm really excited about it. Like, especially, I love getting deep into the feelings and the mental connections to things. So I think it's really important the way you're talking about it in terms of Black women getting comfortable with the idea of being an owner of a Dark Sister. So that's really important. And now we're going to go to Deanne. It's you, Deanne. Hold on, I got you. There you go.
Okay, cool. All right. Good morning, Father Matthews.
Hi there.
No.
Good morning, everybody. So I am Deanne Matthews. I have wear many hats. I'm very dedicated to my own parents who, hold on. Okay, can y'all hear me? There's a little bit of noise in the background. I apologize. I can move if I need to.
I can hear you.
Okay. How's the background doing?
I mean, we can hear them. The only thing I'm concerned about is possibly copyright. If it's like
Well, there's
music.
going to be a lot of conversation back there. Can you give me 5 minutes? Because I may need to move. Father
Sure,
Matthews
not a
is a
problem. I'll get
decorated military
started.
veteran. Okay, he closed his door. Can you hear it now?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay. My father is a military veteran with some hearing loss. So if he gets up early, wants to hear the radio, see what's going on, that's the reality of my life. However, it is also why I have developed, because many of us as Black women are taking care of our communities. Many of us are taking care of our relatives, and then having to work and then having to do all those things. If all we know about cycles of money is work, yeah, it's a very fast way to die young. Learning investment is one of the ways that we give ourselves the money that we need to be able to rest. We talked about Alicia, to have the money to pay for things like Notion and to get Dark Sisters and take Confidence with Love's courses. So I appreciate going last. And of course, Level Up Sangam has a great book out there that also we can get. My topic is getting richer on the regular, understanding crypto and the cycles of money. And my book is called Season the Crypto Bull Run for Financial Freedom. So I've taken what I've learned about working in the crypto markets and condensed it into a book, and we'll be condensing it into a talk. That is, crypto is a cycle. Just like, okay, you buy chocolate in February. We just passed Valentine's Day. But do you really start buying it at Halloween time? And then Christmas, and then Valentine's Day, and then Easter. So as a consumer, you think, okay, that's when I'm going to go get some chocolate, or someone's going to bring me some chocolate. As an investor, you recognize that's a money cycle. Not financial advice, just an observation. That happens all the time, smack every year. So you think as an investor, if I sell my investment, if I buy on October 1st and I sell on Good Friday, can I lose in chocolate? Probably not. Just an observation. Crypto has a 4-year cycle. Bitcoin is not impossible to understand, nor is it impossible to do well in learning how to move it. It's just understanding it has a 4-year cycle. And at the moment, it just so happens that we're in a 2-year up cycle. Every leap year in the year following tends to be an up cycle. Once you understand the cycles of crypto or chocolate or airlines or flour and sugar or pretty much anything else, you can do what the rich do and get richer on the regular. Does not matter who's in office. Somebody's going to want some chocolate for Valentine's Day. Someone's going to be baking some Christmas cookies somewhere. Doesn't make any difference. These things allow you to detach your physical life and how you plan your money from, I don't know, someone who X'd out Twitter being given control of government unelected. Is that a problem? Yes, it is. But it does not necessarily mean that you cannot get rich on the regular, but once you understand cycles of money. And specifically what I talk about, because you can do this in crypto, although you are not supposed to, according to SEC rules and stocks and bonds. In crypto, I can talk to you about it. Might go get a certification to pick up those stocks and bonds later, though. Same cycles. different length of cycle, same principle. By the way, when you learn the cycle of how this works, you can go use it however you want. Just saying. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much. No, absolutely. In as someone who is apt to studying money in different forms and how it moves in the world, I've learned about how to trade stocks. I've learned how to trade options, different things like that. I can appreciate the difference between like something trying to goad you to spend money and something actually educating you and like telling you how something works and putting you in a position to be able to understand if you choose to study it further. So I was very struck by how that book works in this way. Your book for me was a wonderful introduction into crypto. I know a lot of times, I'll have questions later on, so we'll get into this. But I wanted to ask us, for a quick panel, because I don't want to keep people too much. I'm going to ask 2 questions I have for the group, and we'll just go based on how I see it. So it'll be Marissa, and then Loved, and then Les, and then Deanne. But the first question is, what was your first thought when Project U was presented to you?
Yeah, I would say it's needed at this in today, right? It's like it's scary times out here. There are a lot of things happening that are outside of our control, and I think it's pivotal to be able to put ourselves first and learn like different ways of self-protection and self-preservation at this time so that we don't feel powerless, because we're not. We never have been throughout history. And it's really tapping into what our predecessors have already left us with, and then like the knowledge that we have now, because a lot of us are like experts in our fields. So I was excited to participate, talking about mental health, which is so important.
Thank you so much for that. And next is Loved.
You're on mute.
Okay. Well, all of these women, just brilliant. Okay. When you first said it to me, because you are the brilliant creatrix of Project U, Kiana. As I said before, I don't feel afraid for my own person. And I think a lot of it again has to do with that I prepared myself. Well, I'm what's considered a goddess born warrior and healer. So when I'm looking at Black women and Black girls, it's more than time for us to not only center ourselves, but actually come up with strategies, execute those strategies, and then examine how they worked or how they didn't work, and then revamp them. So when you came with Project U, I was like, now finally, we can let all these other people go. Goodbye. See y'all. Bye. And now we can center um, Black women and Black girls in ensuring their safety, ensuring that we have proactive strategies. I think it's so important that we are not just reacting to what other people put into our environment, but that we start to decide what our environment is going to be and how other people need to relate to us. Okay. So we all know I'm a nuclear option. I'm way over there. Okay. With my response to the behaviors of all these different demographics. And I do understand the importance of it for Black women and Black girls, and that we need spaces in which we can heal, come together, and not be in the gaze of other demographics. Because that means we have to take energy away from ourselves. The last thing I'm going to say is it doesn't end here. Project U, in my mind, is really about us as individuals. If you're not individually safe as Black women, and you're not able to protect yourself and your family or those people you love, it's going to be difficult to do anything else, right? So, in my mind, we should be writing our own standards. We should be writing our own policies. We should be, because we are brilliant at every level, we should be creating our own infrastructure so we no longer have to go into their healthcare or their education. We have built all of that for them, so we can definitely do it for ourselves. So that's how I saw Project U. I was like, girl, yes, let's just center ourselves. Finally, I've been saying this for like umpteen years. Girl, I'm so happy. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that. Go ahead, Les.
Am I unmuted? It says the host. Okay. So everything that was already said, Ditto. I immediately just started to see the seeds of hope and feel the protection of just the fact that, yeah, to Miss Love's point and to what Marissa said, we have so much knowledge and expertise, and the ability to share that and the ability to start really creating um, connections amongst ourselves and community amongst ourselves that's based off of who we really are, and how we really love. I'm so excited and also so honored, to Alicia's point, like that I was given the opportunity to have something to share. So that's where I'm coming from. I just see it as a seed that's going to continue to grow into an avenue where we'll be able to be the protection and the safety we look for.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that. And also, to your point, that idea of like a calling you in to share, because I am in community with so many amazing, talented, credential, just that girls. It's just an army full of that girls. And it's a thing I have where I'm like, oh, this person can do this and this person can do that and this, and it goes together in this way. And so in my mind, like I said, all throughout my life, especially throughout my motherhood, I've imagined a place or a way of being, I don't know, where basically we all know who to go to amongst us to get what we need, and everybody's there and all the skills are there and all the resources are there, and there's just nothing between those of us that need and those of us that have to give.
Exactly. And because what if the universe is providing us for each other, and what if we are able to come up with a way where we take back, same thing, Marissa said, but we get to see what we can do when we focus on us.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited about that. But thank you for that. And then Deanne.
There's so much. Let me just start that Project U has been personally healing in many ways. I get to, first of all, was invited by someone whom I truly love, and that would be Kiana Footman. And also Confidence with Love. We've been talking about this idea to be able to work with both of them in light of Confidence with Love, and I have been briefing Project 2025 for 18 months before this. So we're sitting around thinking, okay, how as Black women do we organize answering this? And then the blessing just, it didn't come to us. It came to Kiana. This wonderful idea came to her. She had the answer to the question. We were just sitting up here in our little Discord going back, well, how are we going to get people to pay? How are we going to get Black women to pay attention? This is really serious. We would literally this went on for almost 2 years. And boom, Kiana was the chosen one, and someone that we love dearly, consider our third and our auntie with us on the show as often as scheduled. But y'all hear out there, she with the it girl. She out here scheduling that girl. So we have to work our schedule around her sometimes. But to be invited, when I wrote my book, I wrote it because as a Black woman, I think it was Les that said to me, it's the first time I've heard information like this from someone who I did not think was a psychopath. That rocked my world. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad, but I wanted us to be able to have an authentic way from a caring person to access the material and not have to deal with crypto bros. Didn't know they'd be elected to be in charge of everything. Had no idea. This was all the way back in 2023. So again, like you said, Liz, sometimes you put it out there and then you have added to you what you're supposed to have added to you. But this is an opportunity for us to sit down and talk about getting off the hamster wheel. And like I said, I'm only talking about crypto, but y'all pay attention to my examples that y'all can actually use in other markets, because it's the skill of recognizing cycles. Can't necessarily talk about those markets because I'm not a financial advisor, don't have that credential yet, but I'll share some of my observations that go with how other people are out here just making money no matter what's going on, an opportunity to talk to us, which is why I wrote it in the first place. Of course, welcome to have all demographics purchasing the book because it's something every 100. I'm thinking about people like me. I'm thinking about people like Kiana, Les, Marissa, Love, Alicia, True, who are the last to get this information. And by the way, even internationally, I had people who had the temerity in other countries, the parents of the Angles and the Anglo-Saxons, sitting up here talking about Kamala and how Black folks don't know about crypto. Shut them down in an entirely different language. I'm like, y'all all trading on our ignorance. Supposedly the Germans like directness. Let me pull out my second language. I'm coming for y'all too. Y'all quit. They shut. We not 9. Need. No, never. We're not gonna be out there in the world. Everybody else gonna be trading stuff on. Project U is a wonderful opportunity for that.
I'm sorry, I gotta jump in because that's my thing right there. I'm like, if nothing else, you need to be able to identify this stuff when you hear it, because the thing, a lot of times stuff will be happening in plain sight of us, but we have absolutely no idea what's going on. We don't know any of the lingo and we shut our brains off. I'm saying you need to be educated, especially now, because those people are in there and you best believe that they're going to find a way to finagle the more money out of the rest of us through that ignorance.
This is
so if
crypto
nothing,
is
this ain't
international.
about, get your money, give me your 401ks and your income tax. This isn't about that. This is about, you need to know what's going on around you, because it's going to go on whether you know about it or not. And you either going to be aware of what's going on and able to maneuver based on that knowledge, or you're going to be like people was this time, trying to catch up after the deed is done.
Let me also just add to that, just so we know where we are. Okay, how much power do Black women have? Confidence Love's gonna give you a whole day of understanding from her perspective in terms of the long history. There are, of the 4 top companies in the world, Black women who learn crypto are in number 4. We're in number 4, not number 1. That's one of the things that Donald Trump wants to get the United States to, but he's up against India, which has 3 times more population, actually almost 4 times more population, is number 1. But guess who's number 2? Nigeria is number 2. So Black women are dominating number 2 and number 4. Number 12 is Great Britain. Well, there are a whole lot of our sisters in Great Britain too. So we got number 2, number 4, and number 12. So once you learn this, you have international skills that will allow you to network with other Black women. Nigeria is ahead of us, y'all, by the way. That's something that we don't like to think about, but no, Black women in Africa are ahead of us in understanding and making use of this. So that gives us opportunities, like you said, to catch up and also understand that global European imperialism is not happy about this. So learn it and have access to it while you can.
And I want to be clear, you can learn this, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going out the next day and investing. Again, you just need to be familiar with it so that when they say whatever they say on the news or something, and you go, what they say, you can start paying attention and following again, instead of being swept up at the end. Maybe you can do something in the beginning that doesn't even have anything to do with crypto, but you can do something in the beginning to shore yourself up in the ways you are comfortable with your money. But this is about staying in the know so that you know what's going on.
There are other cycles that I'll, like I said, using as examples that you can then go study on your own while we talk specifically about crypto. Because literally, people around the world do not stress about investments. They follow the cycles. That's just literally what they do. Like there's a cycle of the stars, and there's a cycle of the sun, and there's a cycle of the moon, there's a cycle of Earth rotating. Because investment involves human beings, and especially us women, there's a cycle to everything. Once you understand how the cycles work, you can, by the way, you can take that anywhere in the world. You can be anywhere in the world. You can buy and sell things that are big in the United States anywhere in the world and sit down somewhere else and like Marissa and Les and Alicia and rest yourself while your money does the work. It's very important. I shared with you, Father Matthews came through. Mother Matthews is disabled. I'm also in senior housing. There's no way, and again, publicly, thank you, Kiana and Auntie Love, for reminding me to go check on some things in December in the hospital. Thank you publicly for that. There's no way I could be out here trying to work 9, 10, 12 hours a day to make sure I could survive and do all this and this over here. So I'm teaching you something that helps to save me. Bitcoin has bought me some lunch in the last 4 years. Little lunch, take care of some things, allow me to bless some other Black women, allow me even bless other demographics who were in real trouble. Because as a Christian, I don't discriminate. However, I do look at, okay, who was I called to and who am I? Am I happy about how I was made? I am. I'm a Black woman. Bitcoin buys a few lunches from time to time in just the last cycle. So we're not at the end of this cycle. We still got a little way to go. But also think about this in terms of if you're not comfortable to jump out there with both feet in the winter of 2025, catch the train again in 2028. Actually, 2027.
Thank you.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Come on
No, thank
Saturday.
you
Let
so
me not
much.
give away my whole.
There is that idea that when you hear crypto, automatically, and this become a whole thing about crypto, but when you hear crypto, you automatically go, oh, someone wants me to give them my money right now to flip it. And so it is important to understand that, like, no, any kind of investment, you should be willing to take your time.
Yes.
And that's something that you emphasize in your book. I can say that I read that. There were a couple questions and that's just because they asked, so I wanted to address them about crypto, Deanne. The first one is, how do you know if crypto is a scam?
Okay, well, let's talk about how we know a crypto isn't a scam first. There are a couple things to look for. Does it have a track record? I used to be a moderator in a Reddit group, and literally because I was a moderator in Reddit group, I was made aware of the fact that people were putting together scam points literally every 5 minutes on a particular blockchain. So there's 1,440 minutes in a day. That's a lot of scams. There's a lot of scams out there. Does it have a track record? Has it been here more than 5 minutes? And there's a site you can go to called CoinGecko.com where you can find out how old a crypto is, how long it's been around. Is it actually there to do anything in the world but build hype and take your money? Well, all cryptos that are legitimate have websites that you can go to and see what they're supposed to be doing and what problems they solve in the world. So that's one. That's number two. Those are the two major ways that you're going to look at that, because, and there's more, but come to Project U. One, if it's 5 minutes old, don't bother. The coins that I recommend are Bitcoin 2008, 2009, Ethereum 2013, and Hive 2020. But its predecessor actually goes back to 2016. They have a track record, and they do a whole lot more than just build a hype train. So those are the two things you look at. Those two are really the main important ones. Are they doing anything, and have they been doing it for a minute? It would be the equivalent of why you buy blue chip stocks in the stock market. They have a track record. Their companies have records of success. Crypto is not as old, but you can look at any particular crypto and be like, okay, what have you been doing in the world for the last 4, 5, 6, 10? Bitcoin is 15, 16, 17 years old. So
Wait,
that's
so
one
when
of the
you
ways
say,
we
what are
assess it.
you doing in the world? What do you mean by that?
What is a coin? Centralized money free from banks backed up by code. In other words, you can't go to the Freedmen Bank 1870-ish and just take all the money out because Black women have it. It's code is law. Once you have it in your wallet and you secure it, it can't be taken from you. It's not allowed to do that. This is coded money that people can spend around the world and trade for their local fiat, which is your regular everyday currency. And people are living on this, including Black people, around the world. It's been doing this consistently for 16 to 17 years at this point, depending on whether you think 2008, 2009. Ethereum allows you to build decentralized applications. So let's say you wanted to do a stream, but you didn't want to have to talk to someone at the head of a corporation that's going to shut you down because of all these beautiful Black faces. Well, somebody has built an app for that, probably on Ethereum. If you know how to code it, you build it, it runs. Hive is your social media where you do not have people coming along. You said something about Black history and they're calling you a racist, and because their friends are in different places in office and all the rest of it. Hive has been doing this. Hive and Steam, its predecessor, since 2016. So 9 years, has a track record. It has all proper crypto should be thought of as a technological solution to a real world problem. If you don't have that kind of backing, run.
Okay. And then just one more. Is Trump coin real or is it a scam?
Okay, so we about to just go ahead on. This is probably the question of the hour. I'm going to answer that wisely because obviously, if President Trump has his name on something, I try hard not to touch it. Very, very much. Let's look at this in light of, let's say, what does it do? Okay. How long has it been with us? Maybe 3 months? Does it have a track? Does it have anything going but the hype behind his name? By those two criteria, Trump coin is real in the sense that you can buy it, but is it going to do anything for you? If you go back and look at the news, money's already been taken out of that by the millions. So looking at the two criteria that we looked at, we would be forced to be very suspicious that Trump coin is a scam. Interesting news note. The people who helped to put together Trump and Melania are also the people that put together a coin called Libra. The president of Argentina, Javier Milei, has just been set up for impeachment because he promoted it and they pulled all the money out. Believe it, Mr. Hayden Thomas just came on the channel Voidzilla and confessed to allegedly 13 international money crimes, including being behind some of these coins. So there actually is a hard news answer to these questions that exist online. It hasn't been pulled down yet, to my deep surprise. Again, how long has it been here? Does it have a track record? If you don't see those two things, I don't care whose name was on it. There were a whole bunch of Elon Gate, Musk coins, all this stuff in the last cycle. Those two rules are helping. If it doesn't have a track record and it doesn't have anything but hyping up and trying to worship some white man as God, I would stay up out of there.
Thank you so much for that. And what did you want to say, Leslie? Go ahead.
Muted me.
Okay.
No, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, my bad. Just a little bit of back end because of the tech part. People are struggling to understand the back end of crypto. Crypto is built off a blockchain. The idea of blockchain is that you have an unfungible record. So the point of you remember when they were talking about NFTs, they were talking about all of these different things. The idea is that you can prove where things go because you literally have a full trace of all of the exchanges from beginning to end. And that's the beauty of crypto. That's why they need these huge servers, because they're dealing with a lot of data. So just to give, somebody had mentioned, I don't think I understand what, some of the technology and the references. I don't know if this is helpful, Ms. Deanne, but the idea is that you have a chain of record for your money that you can prove belongs to you. But that also is the same idea of you have a chain of ownership over anything. Blockchain is not going away. AI is not going away. VR is not going away. Technology is always going to be evolving. And so regardless of whether or not you want to invest in crypto or you're interested in AI or anything like that, these technologies are a huge part of where all of the stock market is investing its money anyway. Your 401k, the bank and all of that it has parts of your investment in that. You got to be able to understand the language of what is going on when it comes to economics and it comes to technology. The language of these foundations will allow you to figure out what makes sense and what does not make sense for you. So I just wanted to share that kind of like back end, just to give anybody who's not understanding like why this matters. Blockchain will absolutely a forever record of ownership. They will never let that go. So we better understand what that is if we want to be able to compete and we want to be able to own anything in the future.
And not even compete, like for people who are more concerned about safety. For me, I can protect myself better from something that I know It exists. I know what it is. I understand what it is and how it's supposed to work, even if I don't participate in it. So if the concern is like being safe in terms of like not engaging or whatever like that, still learn what it is, because if somebody can still come and swipe the rug out from under you using principles and concepts that you don't have any kind of knowledge about, but maybe you can counteract it if you know what's going on.
Exactly.
But that's a personal opinion. You know, everybody can do what they want to do.
But even when you think about blockchain and you think about Notion and you think about all the things we're talking, we have to get ready. We have to come up with strategies based off of today. What is going on? What is available to us? And what we can leverage.
What is available? That's my whole thing. It's like, what is around me? For me, any problem that I solve starts with, okay, where am I? Where am I trying to go? Then the next question is, what are the resources I have around me? And what resources do I need that I don't have? And how do I get them? So for me, educating yourself on what's going on around you is just a part of that process in my mind. Go ahead, love.
Just real quick, to piggyback off of everything that all of you are saying. Again, it comes down to our mindset, right? As Black women. We've been so conditioned to make sure that everybody else is protected and provided for, whether it's their comfort or whatever. And, you know, it's overwhelming in a way, right? But the idea of us having knowledge of diverse things that do have an effect on us, like crypto, the stock market, all of these different areas, is important. As someone who is a goddess-born warrior and healer, and people have asked me, how does that work? Okay. The way it works is a warrior has to be a scholar. That means I have to study. That means I have to know about myself. I have to know why I think the way that I do. I have to know why I believe the way that I do, because your behaviors follow your beliefs. And if you over here sitting over here believing in a Trump anything, from his little Bible to the dang coins to the shoes, okay? There isn't a reason for us to trust in a Trump. But there's every reason for us to trust in ourselves and our own instinct. But we've been taught not to trust in ourselves and our instinct. So I remember when there was no such thing as bottled water. And I remember me and my twin, she's my cousin, but my twin, we were teenagers. And I was like, you know what? Would be really, I wish we could just get into bottled water. And she was like, why? What is that gonna do? I'm like, girl, I'm telling you. And she's still saying that we in our 50s. She's like, why didn't we get into bottled water? We'd be filthy rich right now.
But that's so true. It's like with Apple, with all these major things that are just a given within our society now, there was a point in time when it was some sketchy thing that everybody was saying was a scam. And I'm not, and again, this is not me saying, oh, you most definitely need to take all your money right now and go and get you some Bitcoin. What I'm saying is each step you take in educating yourself is another step towards an opportunity that could align with what you believe, what you want, everything like that. It may not be you buying Bitcoin, right? But it may be you going into a room with someone who is into Bitcoin and being able to speak about it fluently, and them going, oh, that's a smart cookie. You can get a promotion. It could just in a random way. The more you educate yourself about, the more you are able to just step in at unexpected times to go in rooms that you wouldn't have ever been in without being exposed to that stuff, because you were just another person who that did not resonate with, and you walk right past it. So your opportunities in educating yourself about any given thing come on the back end, but just educate yourself. If you got the option to, educate yourself, especially about this stuff. Because listen, most of us, and you can say us as in general America, you can say us as Black people, you can say us as Black women, whatever, all the, minorities. Most of us are not going to benefit off of this, but there are going to be some people that are going to benefit greatly off of that masses ignorance of it. That's usually how fortunes are built. So this ain't even about, oh, I'm gonna get rich. It may be about, I'm gonna stop somebody from completely making me destitute, or I'm able to jump in and do something to keep myself afloat when everybody else around me is losing everything, because you listened and you heard and understood something that most people do not.
And I want to add to, I think that it's imperative that we start really having our daughters, Black girls, young Black women involved in these things. Okay, so if it's crypto, I actually handed it over to my daughter. Okay, she's not a baby anymore, but I handed it. Oh, I read Auntie D's book, and then I gave it to her because she the money girl. Okay, you can't get nothing past her since she was 10, and I gave her first $50 at 8. She was 8 or something. Here she goes looking for the watermark. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I got to make sure it's real.
They're going to learn whatever you teach them. They're going to learn, and more importantly, it will just be normalized for them. They won't have that jarring experience that we tend to have of like, now I got to bridge this gap because I don't know anything about it. I'm a little scared about it. I might be a little superstitious about it. I saw somebody else, go through something that I don't want to go through. We have all this other stuff. If you just teach, hey, this is what's going on. This is how this is done. This is what you can expect. This is how you work it. And they just go, okay. And that was just a part of their program.
Yep. And that means that we've introduced them to another power of their own to wield. Okay. And I know we don't talk about ourselves in terms of being powerful as Black women, and you are the most powerful resource. You have the most highly evolved brain, especially limbic system. That's why you care so much, Black women. Okay. And it's also why it's important, because all of these ladies has just talked to us about language, the language of crypto, the language of strategy, of planning, the language of technology. All of those things are very important. And the idea that we're just like, oh no, I can't hear that, and oh no, that's just too much for me. I don't even know nothing about a computer. Okay, I might be talking about my twin a little bit. Don't nobody tell her. But this idea that you're telling yourself that you're less than is conditioning, because you are brilliant, Black women. So to take that brilliance and to just gain knowledge, because that's what we're really telling you. I know people aren't going to just run out and go buy a Dark Sister, but I want to give you knowledge so that if you want that option, you can go train, practice, and all those fly videos you see of me flipping coats and whatever. I'm actually just doing basic moves. If the more you know, girl, the more you know. And bringing our daughters in, that's why it was important to me that as we're moving forward, and we have a whole separate matrix too, where I don't like to talk about it much because I don't want to have to jack every single demographic that's going to try to get over here, because I have excluded everyone but us, because I need for us to feel safe and to be our most authentic selves while we build for ourselves. No one's building us any health care. No one's going to be telling us about crypto in the way that Auntie D is telling us. Nobody's going to tell us about how to deal with corporate and leaving it and turning your skills and abilities into um, value and money that you set, like Marissa's doing. You know, no, so at a point we're going to have to be okay with gaining knowledge in things that we might not necessarily care about or think we don't need to know. Because again, girl, we used to be drinking from what they call it, city gin back then, from the faucets. Okay, we didn't have bottled water. Then somebody came up with bottled water, and that's all we do is buy that. Okay. But I heard black person after black, I ain't buying no bottled water. I ain't doing this. I heard black person after black person when the banks started going with the card, you know, the ATM card and all of that. Oh no, I'm never giving them blah, 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 this and that. Okay. Some of my cousins, maybe one or two, a few years older than me, a couple behind me. Oh, I'm always gonna be writing checks. I ain't gonna never da 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 da. Well, you gonna be the only one. What are you doing? Wait for the Wells Fargo coach to come with the horses? Girl, stop. Stop it, girl. Read a book, huh? How about that? That doesn't mean you have to decide, oh, I'm gonna just jump into this, but you have knowledge. Girl, I read about moles and bowls.
Just let me tell you something. A couple years ago, when TikTok first came out, first of all, I remember when TikTok was still it was something, but it was singing where you could just match up with people and like do duets. And I tried it then a little bit, but I couldn't really get into it. Then it switched over to kind of TikTok proper, the TikTok we know today. And I remember friends of mine and their kids and everybody, oh, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. And I was like, I heard it changed your brain chemistry. I heard it, and I'm going to say it kind of do, but we'll get back to that. But I was scared of it. I was legit scared of TikTok. I don't remember what it was that made me just go ahead. Musically. Yep, that's what it was. I don't remember what it was that made me just go ahead and get on TikTok. And I found such a beautiful subculture of social media that is so homey and so open to like regular people. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to explain it, but it's something that I've come to enjoy very much so. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, it changed my life. No, it didn't. But it brought something to my life that I feel is significant. And I'm happy that I have it there. It expanded my mind in a way. And it's exposed me to a lot of different things. So I say all that to say that being open up, again, this is not about, and this is what a lot of people do about different things, diving into things. It's not about just diving in full force, like this is my personality now, but it's more so about being open to expansion. If you dip your toe in and it don't feel right, you can always dip yourself back out. But there's something about the way that a particular kind of knee-jerk reaction to just go, oh! Solely based off of a lack of familiarity. And again, I just say, look around you. Look at how whatever this thing that you are afraid of is showing up in other people's lives, like in a real way. For instance, with Dark Sisters, like I said, for me personally, within my body, there's a bit of resistance there about having a dark sister, owning a dark sister, being the kind of woman who has a dark sister. My identity, I'm everyone loves me. Why would I need? But this idea of in this real world where things are happening, I may need to have that. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to be using it every day. And it doesn't mean I'm going to need it every day. But in a moment where I would need something like that, I would want to have it. But that was just my little tangent. I do have a second question that I kind of forgot all about too. In the wake of the first few months of this administration, what offering from the lineup of speakers what offering from the lineup of, presentations that we're going to have at Project U speaks to you the most and why? And we're going to go around again with starting with Marissa.
Ooh, I don't know if I can just pick one. I think everything kind of fits together like a puzzle piece, like a puzzle, right? everyone bringing like their individual area of expertise to like the bigger picture of how do we protect ourselves in the midst of so many things going on, and really stay rooted in the fact that, again, we have always been powerful, and nothing that like exists outside of us can ever change that, and like staying rooted. But I love how you have it like differentiated between like days, right? So strategy, safety, self-care, because I feel like these are all elements that we need. So I don't think I can just pick one. I'm excited to hear everybody speak.
That's a good answer. Go ahead. Confidence with love.
I'm gonna double down on what Miss Marissa just said. Okay, that's it. I want to hear everything because I love knowing. Knowing is a comfort to me. Gaining knowledge is a comfort to me. So, like I said, you don't. It's not necessarily that you have to just use every single bit of knowledge every time you move, but for me, for pretty much my whole life, knowledge, losing myself in knowledge has been a comfort to me. So the opportunity to be with such brilliant, creative, powerful women, I couldn't ask for more. They're just not a special day because they're all special, right? And I believe as like an older Black woman that I ought to be able to learn from everyone, right? Like, and it's about listening to behaviors. And I've been around all of these women, and they are the most magnificent people. But I also know some of the people who are coming in. I don't know everybody that's coming in as a participant, and I love them too, right? So the idea that I get to spend time listening to everybody else, I'm grateful that I'm able to do the first day, but I'm more interested in the second, third day because it's not me, you know, and I get to learn from all of these other brilliant women. And as y'all are interacting with this each speaker, I'm going to learn from you too. So I'm with Marissa on this one.
Same. I'm the worst. I am I am excited for it all. And I think that one of the things that has been coming up for me is that the fear of a blank page. This year has started off with so much chaos and figuring out what to do next, figuring out, what's best for me, not necessarily what everyone's doing, has been a big like elephant, to get after. And I think that what's the most important for me is that a lot of times we get nervous about a blank page. Like, what do? I don't know what to do. I don't have any experience in this. And then we start Google searching. And a lot of times you don't even know what to search, like when your parents used to say, oh, go look up the how to spell a word. If I can't spell it, I can't look it up. So sometimes you need to have certain seeds so that you're not starting off from a blank page, so that you have some sort of guidance. The systems and the structure I use will help you to do that, but also just learning more about what's going on and what other people's knowledge are. And the beauty of Black women is that chances are we are twice as good at these things. So you're asking people who have had to become learned in things, become truly able to understand and articulate what this is and how it applies. We're doing a lot of labor out here and becoming experts in so much. And so as we all figure out what's best for us, right? The fact that we have the safety and the wisdom of each other to make it so that we're not starting off from a blank page, to make it so that we're starting off inspired and we can come up with a strategy. I had a manager years ago who was a economist and a historian that was a trader. And what he shared is that, money is always a big pot, right? And people are taking in and taking out. It's always the same amount unless they're printing more. And this is a great time of wealth transfer, usually. This is when people create their thing, is when all of this chaos is happening. And so you won't be able to be in the driver's seat of the future unless you understand what's happening now and what the inputs are. And so who better to learn that from than somebody who understands your context and also is patient and willing to make sure you understand what's going on, and is invested in you. And so that is across all of these topics. I have a lot of anxiety in my body as it comes to the pew-pews and the Dark Sister. I can't think of anybody who would be a better steward of helping me get through that than Love. I have a lot of anxiety as it comes to certain types of things when it comes to understanding crypto. Who better to do that than somebody who's going to be patient and clear and give me references the way that Deanne does so that I truly understand and I can move forward with confidence. And so, and Marissa, I already told Marissa, like, she's one of the reasons why I was able to leave my last toxic job with confidence, like very literal, like testimony. So there is no fact, there's no talk that is going to be falling on deaf ears for me. And I'm just so glad that we're here to share with each other. And we're here to make it so that we don't have to deal with that daunt of that blank page of like, okay, so what happens next? We can move forward with confidence.
All right. That was amazing, Les, girl. Okay, period. And Deanne?
I'm going to quadruple down. At least I think I've kept count. I'm going to quadruple down. It's the synergy for me. It's great to have crypto, but you do need to know how to secure it. You need to secure your person. We're not going to talk about how some very loud and proud crypto influencers from other demographics were talking too much about what they had and got packed up in a suitcase. If he'd had a Dark Sister, might not have happened to it. Just saying. Of course, now the other thing you don't do is talk. You learn how to not try to be impressing people because you already know that you matter and you're important. So, you might pick up a course over here as well. You also may have so much stuff because this literally happened to me. See, if I had known how to use Notion, I wouldn't have bought so many cryptos on my first time out that I lost track of some profits that I could have made. But see, I didn't know that I'm gonna listen to Les and I'm gonna be good because I'm gonna be able to track my stuff. Of course, I haven't done that to myself this time out, but even so, I could have actually made more money if I had known about Les. Marissa has wonderful information. My way of, being laid off and thus being thrown out of my 9-to-5, it wouldn't have taken me so long to figure out what to do next. But see, now we have Marissa because now we know how to do this. Now we know how to deal with getting out of the toxicity and getting out without having to stumble around figuring out. Every layoff, they say, shortens your life by 7 years because it's a hit to your self-image and it's a hit to how you're going to survive. And that's real. And we don't need that kind of stress. But see, right up there. See, she got the answer. And of course, Level Up Single Mom is sitting up here being our host, being very modest about the things she brings to the table. But I've had occasion to sit down. When I grow up, I hope I have the skills to be able to bring diverse perspectives into a kind of synergy like this. Because this is the thing. We wouldn't be sitting here over there. We would not be sitting here. So I'm looking forward to the synergy. I can't pick out. I'm in a city where a dark cousin is going to be necessary. San Francisco has crazy laws about concealed carry, basically. But hey, I figure out Counselor Love already given me some great ideas about what I do with what I already have, so I can cousin it up and get some half cousins, stuff. Just there's stuff we can do. Now, I'm not going to give y'all that buy a ticket and come here, the expert explain. You have a problem with the job? Someone in the chat was talking about you have anybody that address work life. Get your ticket. Come listen to Marissa. When you're doing crypto, or you're changing your job, or you may decide, like some people on this live, that they want to have a bunch of dark sisters and keep track of all that. Get your ticket. Get your ticket. Learn how to do that over here. And with me, if you want to learn about this in a non-threatening, non-pressure way, in terms of understanding how it works as an investment, there's a lot that you said, Les. We need to sit down and talk about the blockchain half. There's a lot that you said that was also very important. So when I do the second edition, I'm gonna need to talk to you and give you some co-credit and all this. It's the synergy, folks, that I appreciate. And of course, there's great people. True Mystique did the cover of my book, using her AI skills to make it like the best thing. I have the best crypto cover smoking. That's because of True Mystique, who's not here. We have Helen Gill Smith, who's coming, who is going to talk to us about how do we handle the grief and come to acceptance about, okay, we may be grieving our whole country, just having to come to terms with the fact that all the stuff Auntie Love's been telling us for years about how much this country really hates Black women, we may be going through some grief about that. We have Dion, I can't remember the last name. She's going to have some wonderful ideas as well. And if I'm forgetting anyone, forgive me. Alicia came through. We're going to have the synergy, y'all. I'm so looking forward to listening to you and listening to you and listening to you and listening to and being hosted by you. I'm so looking forward to this. It's exciting.
Well, thank you so much for that. And thank you all for extending your time for me in this so that we could come together and talk about it. But that synergy that you were talking about, Deanne, is exactly why I wanted to have this, because I wanted people to be able to see the type of environment we are fostering here through Project U. And I wanted to demonstrate it because I want people to know that this is the feeling and this is the experience that I want to go viral, in a sense. This is the type of thing that I think we need, and a lot of us are looking for, and that we can share and be, as concerns, that be a blessing to each other. And that's really what it is about at the end of the day. Synergistic win-win of us providing you things that you need, you providing us things that we need by sharing. You can like, share, subscribe, of course, on the channel, by coming and coming to our different channels and watching what we talk about, engaging with us, sharing our things there. Even the engagement you've given me by watching this, and this is also for people that are on the replay, even the engagement you've given me by watching this is part of that ecosystem that, like I said, I want to spread into something that we as Black women just know is there. We don't have to go looking for it, searching for it, yearning for it. It is just a given. Like when we talk about teaching our children certain things so that it just becomes common knowledge to them, right? Also, some updates. Unfortunately, we will be losing 2 speakers to personal unforeseen problems. Erica De Niro won't be able to attend with us. I'm trying to work with her to still try to see there, but ostensibly, she told me something, so we won't be having her on the last day. And Dion, we lost Dion. Yeah, she had the thing, and we tried to move her to Friday, but she was like, it just wasn't working out. So, yeah. But we still have 3 full days of content, at least 3 hours each day. I think Saturday is still the longest day because we've got Deanne, we've got Les, we've got True Mystique. Okay, yeah, and that's it. So it's 3 hours each day, I believe.
Isn't Marissa on Saturday?
Marissa's on Sunday. Marissa is self-care.
Oh,
Marissa,
that's right. I'm thinking about work life. Right. Okay, thank you.
It actually balanced out because initially when I started planning and I was like reaching out to all the people, I was like, oh, wait a minute. How long are these things actually going to be? Because I wasn't, thinking about it, like how long was people's time going to be? But it all kind of balanced itself out. So I'm glad about that. And did you guys, oh, also wanted to let you know there will be a giveaway. That's something that I didn't talk too much about moving forward, but we have a giveaway for 2 attendees. So that means you purchase the ticket, you're automatically entered into a raffle for a basket of goodies, which consists of Deanne's book, my book, some candles from my favorite Black woman-owned candle company, and some delicious, lovely. First of all, my daughter received, because I had to get all the stuff together so that I could put it together and send it to one person. And so I'm talking about Love's self-care products, her lotions and oils and scrubs and stuff. She sent me a box full of things to make the little packages, and she sent me some for me and my baby girl. When I tell you this little girl is obsessed with this stuff, okay? She calls it her fancy soap because there's a little soap there, all homemade natural products. She calls it her fancy soap. The next day after that, she had took her bath that night when I opened the box. The next day when I went to pick her up from school, she was like, I was thinking about taking my bath all day long. I just missed it, this and that and the other. Now she done got into the rest of the bag. She's slathering herself up with the oils after her bath and everything. She is living it up. She loves it. So I just need you to know that what Love's got is it. Okay, but that's also going to be in the basket. So if you want to win this basket of beautiful, luxurious, self-care goodies that you can, and strategy goodies, because the books are in there too, that you can use to continue your march along, whatever the heck this is we are in, then buy your ticket. You're automatically enter into the raffle for this. So I wanted to let you know that. But any final thoughts? We will go round robin and to close this out so I can let you guys go. We're gonna go, Marissa.
Yeah, I'm just excited. Kicking off on Friday, a topic I've been really interested in. So, Love, I'm excited to see your presentation. Just everyone, right? Saturday and Sunday. There's just like a depth of knowledge that's really hard to access in a lot of places. And so to have it in one place is so special, right? And so just thank you for hosting this and bringing us all together for what Deanne said is definitely like synergy. I'm excited to be a part of this.
I've been so concerned for us as Black women and Black girls because I know how wonderful we are. And I know how compassionate and kind we are. And it's just in me to want to protect us and give everything that I have to y'all. I'm going to continue. I'm loving that we are doing just what we're doing. This is so wonderful. This is what I've hoped for. I've asked the goddesses for. I've like, oh, how can we do this? And for all of us to just be together and to be able to do this, girl, anything I can give to us, that I want that for us. So I think something that I want to make sure we understand it, too, is that for someone like me who builds, when I do build, a matrix for something, it's really for me to hand over to all of you as Black women and Black girls, because you're really the brilliant ones. Okay. My job is to build a safe space for you to do that. I've heard ever since this election, making a safe space. We're making a safe space that, we've come up with reactions, some of us as Black people. And I'm not saying that their attempts aren't there to make a safe space, but having studied the history of all of these different demographics, including and especially us as Black women and Black girls, I mean it. There's going to be no one coming in and distracting us from being in community with one another. There's going to be no one coming in, gazing at us and telling us what we can't do, and trying to elicit fear and be emotionally or mentally or whatever violent to us. Not on my watch. That's not happening. So I have always felt like I need to do everything in my power to make sure that, as we're learning how to secure our own person through planning, strategy, self-care, self-defense, putting our daughters in martial arts. I don't know what we're doing, girl. I've been telling y'all this for years. If you don't put these babies in martial arts, they deserve to have some tools to be able to deal with all these freaks out here, girl. Okay? And y'all deserve to have tools. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here, because we truly love and adore, right? And yeah, for me, making different matrices for Black women to be able to come into and actually do what they do with all brilliance and creativity and beauty and wonder and your power. Girl, I'm all about that. I can't be happier than what I am today. Like, girl, just the idea that I won't have to worry about every single Black girl, that I don't have to worry about every single Black woman. Are y'all going to make it home? Are you going to be safe? Can you protect yourselves? Can my baby girls protect themselves from these freaks? I need to know that I've done my part to ensure that for you, and that you get to come through and you get to design your own infrastructure. And what we want to be able to do is duplicate that. But I also want y'all to know that I'm very adamant about when we build these types of things, like say we built something around healthcare, whatever team of Black women and eventually Black girls did that group, my expectation would be that they would copyright it or trademark it or whatever it takes in those different areas, write standards and policies so other Black women and Black girls globally can build on that and individualize that. I already gave us some standards just to start with. I didn't give them to us because I know all. I gave them to us because we're allowing other people to dictate to us how we are going to move with our own self-body autonomy and sovereignty, and that's no. So I needed to make sure that I put levers in place, that I gave Black women a place to do this without any interruptions from all these other groups of people. That's why we're vetting so heavily. That's why we're taking our time with it. This is not just a list of Black women. This is brilliance. This is a love for humanity. Because as rough as I am on a whole lot of other demographics, I know the truth of the matter is that the way Black women generally deal, we evolve humanity. Well, it's my job to protect you as you evolve humanity in every way that I can. So as y'all are coming to Project You, I'm hoping you do feel the love, the connection, the idea of just us, girl, like being on the front porch or in the kitchen together, girl. What? Sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh, right? All in the same like 10 minutes. Okay. But one thing we do is we solve problems, baby. And that's what this is about too. I love y'all.
I am my final thought is that when we think about what God has already given us, right? Regardless of who that is for you, that doesn't have to be Christian, that doesn't have to be Islam, whatever source means to you, right? You've had so many revelations, so many lessons, so much input inside of you that you probably have so many visions to do things with. I want us to start gaining confidence from the fact that so much is already there. I want us to see that. I want us to see how we can alchemize that. So many people rely on Black women to feel unsupported and to feel like our stuff, our brilliance, our gifts are better suited to be stewarded by other people. And that is one of the things that keeps us in a place where we have to react rather than feel like if we were at that table, we'd have something to say and be able to enhance the strategy, be able to create a world that would be better for us to live in. The other day I was talking to Vitamin, and one thing that came up for me is realizing just how rarely I have really allowed myself to dream, allowed myself to think about myself being in positions where I have that much power, I have that much luxury, I have that much access. I always put that under the guise of being practical and focused, but I've been practical and focused and let other people have that access, that stuff, and I recognize that we have so many stories to tell. We have so many people who are invested in changing those stories. But what if we wrote those stories? What if we had those the proof that it is our story, right? The proof that would allow us to get some dividends, because how many things were started by the Black community that we don't get any money from, that other people get money from, right? And so it's not all about money, it's about so much more. But my final thought is to really help us to see that we are not coming to this future, whatever 2025 is going to be, with a blank page and reaction. We are coming with experience. We are coming with insight. And we can have visions of a future where Black women don't have to end up in whatever they're thinking we're going to end up in. But we have to be focused, and we have to come to that table with a vision of our own.
Okay, what they said with this addendum, because I am, of course, aware of what is happening in the chat. Final thought. There is a learning curve and there is fear, because we are, for those of you who are Star Trek fans, going where Black women were never supposed to be allowed to go in this country and anywhere where Europeans have done their imperialist things. Not that Black women didn't do that. Auntie Love at another time to ask her about Queen Amani Ridas and Nanny and Queen Nanny. Ask her about some of the people. We've been doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves and others. It is very difficult for us to imagine a world in which we choose and set the tone for how we will be treated in this world relative to men of any color. Because like I said, I see what is going on in the chat. My final thought is, the more self-actualized you are and the more you know what you're capable of, the easier it's going to be for you to vet out those people who are not for you. Everybody is not going to want to live in a world where Black women cannot be with other men. Everybody doesn't want to live in a world where they can't work a job that they love, if they have a job they love. Everybody does not want to live in a world where living the American dream is not possible, even though we can kind of watch the news and kind of realize it might be time to wake up from that. Black folks been saying stay woke for years, but no, really is Black women understanding that the American ideals were not meant for us, nor can they actually contain us. We're too ancient for that. The conflict of love and I are not in the same tradition, but we do know the Black woman is the mother of humanity. That's just settled. So we can't be contained by the demands of these other demographics, nor do we need to always be out here fussing and fighting of this with people. Learn the skills you need to learn. Come to Project U and learn new skills to give yourself options to thrive where you are, options to thrive anywhere you might choose to go, so that when you are in a situation where someone makes a case to you, God loves going to talk about bow the knee and tithe. When someone is ready to do this and make a case that they should be part of your life, you come from a position of understanding the value you bring to the table, so you don't accept a bad offer. A lot of us have been hurt, and even some have been killed taking bad options because we didn't know we had other options to get money. We didn't have other options to support ourselves. We didn't have other options to protect ourselves. Project U will help us to learn what those options are and then pick the things that make. I don't make any money if you go buy Bitcoin. I don't, because I'm not going to ever be your broker. Did I mention I'm not a financial advisor? It doesn't make me any money. I bought my Bitcoin years ago. So, of course, if you come in later, you're going to buy somebody who came in earlier, but it doesn't make me money directly. We're not up here to make money off of you coming. We want you to have the ability to choose for yourself what you will have in your life, to enjoy the freedom that Mother Harriet and Mother Ida and Mother Stagecoach Mary, excuse me, let me correct that. Mother Brigadier General Harriet Tubman, by the way, let me give her full honor. The life that they wanted their great-granddaughters and great-great-granddaughters and greater-greater-granddaughters to have, we want you to have the tools to be able to live that life. That's why we're here. Come on over to the summit and let us bless you.
Thank you so much. I mean, that is pretty much it. Everyone was so cute, first of all, how everybody was just like, yeah, I want to see everybody. I want to see this and that one. But again, these are the vibes. That is the energy. That is the atmosphere. And that is what we want to share with you all. So go ahead if you want to. And if you want to win that basket too, go ahead and see the QR code right there. You can get your Project U tickets. You're automatically entered to win a gift basket. There's going to be 2 gift baskets. So there's 2 chances to win one of those gift baskets with, only one is going to have both Deanne and my book. So like there's going to be a main first runner up and then the winner type of thing. But yeah, in both there will be the soaps and the oils that my baby loves so much. I'm trying to tell you, I wish she's a very private person, but I would put that on TikTok. She goes off. And they're both going to have one of my book. The main one is going to also have Deanne's book, and there will also be candles from Lit Moods Candle Company. And there is a sponsors page on the website. So you go to the website, you can see who all is sponsoring these gift baskets. That's wonderful. I appreciate it. So with that, I thank you all, ladies, for joining me. It has been such a pleasure. I actually cannot wait to just be able to put thing on and sit back and watch everything you guys are saying. And for everybody that participated in the chat today, thank you so much for coming. Like I said, that helps us tremendously when you just show support in sharing, liking, engaging with our content. So that's amazing. So even if you don't come to the summit, again, you are helping us. So I'm going to go ahead and let you ladies go. And then I'm going to close out from here. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So do I want to do the thing? I don't know if I want to do the thing. I'm not going to do the thing where I put the song and everything in. I'm not going to do that because I'm actually starting to get tired. And I'm going to have to get up and go get my daughter soon. So I just wanted to say thank you all for watching this and participating in the chat. I know this is redundant, but I really, truly appreciate that. Like I was saying, for me, I want to bring value to everybody, and I want to do a better job of like showing the people that are here how much I appreciate you, because you, oh, thank you, Brad. um I just remember when I first started. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment here. I remember when I first started, and like in my mind I envisioned, oh, I want to talk, I want to do this stuff, I want to help people, I want to tell them this, that, or the other. But I did not realize just how wonderful of a community I was building at the time. I didn't realize how important that the people I would meet would become in my life, and how it would actually help me to become more and more of who I actually am or have felt I could be as a person. So I just want to say thank you. And I have been thinking about like doing an appreciation stream, although I don't know what that would look like. But some of you guys could just like tell me in Discord and stuff like that, like what type of things you would want to do on an appreciation stream for my followers and subscribers and whatnot. So anyway, I'm trying to think, was there anything else that I wanted or needed to share with you? Nope, I think that was it. So again, this is the QR code to get your Project View tickets and enter in to win one of those gift baskets. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna go and try to take me a quick nap before I go get my daughter. I love you all immensely, and I will talk to you on the next one. Okay, bye.